Everyone, how's it going? This is my EMS 180 extra credit presentation video. The topic I chose to do was the derivation of the material index used during my group presentation. I was in group 4, and the topic that we chose was internal fixation plates. So just to tell you a little bit about internal fixation plates, I don't know if you have ever broken a bone, but it's pretty painful and you want to get back to your regular life as soon as possible. So fixation plates allow you to speed up the recovery process by applying compression to the bone to accelerate healing. And throughout history, the technology has evolved, and it's a it's a great technology in the medical field. So before we even get to the material index derivation, we must first talk about the translation for the problem. So we are treating the fixation plate as a column under some force or load, and its function is to support the load experienced by the bone regularly due to the person's weight. The constraints that we set for this problem are that the fixation plate must not fail under a load F. Its length will be set to 480 millimeters. It will have to be corrosion resistant, as that could present health problems for the patient, and it must be biocompatible, so the body does not reject the fixation plate when it's implanted. The objective of our problem is to minimize volume, as having a low volume will result in less complications for the patient, and our free variables are material and thickness. So now we get to the material index derivation, and as I mentioned before, we are treating the fixation plate as a column under compression due to a force load being exerted on it. And if we go to Appendix B of the textbook, we'll get that the critical force, so the force required for the material to fail, um, is equal to pi squared times the elastic modulus times the width times thickness cubed divided by 12 times the length. Um, and we also know that the volume is equal to the thickness times the width times the length. And if we rearrange this equation, we get that the thickness is equal to the volume over the width times the length. From one of our constraints, we get this inequality that the applied force F has to be less than F critical in order to not fail. We have the equation for F critical. We replace it, and then we replace the value for T with V over the width times the length. Then we rearrange the equation, simplify, and our objective here is to get V by itself. So here we end up getting V by itself, not this side, but it's cubed. So we'll take the cube root of both sides, and we end up with our performance equation, which is our geometric constraint times our functional constraint times our material index. And our material index ends up being 1 over the elastic modulus to the 1/3. So this means that the higher elastic modulus we have, the the lower material index we will have, which will result in a smaller volume, which means it'll be a more ideal material for our application. Concludes my presentation on the derivation of my group's material index. Thank you for watching, and take care.